Picture this. You're walking alone through a forest at dusk. Somewhere behind the trees, something with claws and teeth and 4 times your strength is watching you. It could kill you in seconds. It doesn't. It just watches. Then it turns around and walks away. This happens every single day, all over the planet, and almost nobody stops to ask why. You are, by every physical measure, one of the weakest large animals on Earth. No claws, no fangs, no fur to survive the cold, no speed to outrun a wolf, a lion, or even a large dog. Strip away your clothes and your tools and drop you into the wild, and you are, frankly, an easy meal. So here's the question that should keep you up at night. If you are this fragile, why aren't you eaten constantly? Why do lions lounge 15 feet from tourists and not attack? Why do wolves that could tear apart a human in under a minute instead choose to vanish into the tree line the second they see one? The answer isn't luck. It's not because predators are gentle. It's because somewhere in your bones is a warning label written by 3 million years of bloodshed, and almost every predator on Earth can read it. Let's go back, way back, to a time when your ancestors were not the top of the food chain. They were near the bottom. Early humans were hunted constantly by giant hyenas the size of small horses, by saber-toothed cats, by cave bears twice the mass of a grizzly. For hundreds of thousands of years, the forest was not a peaceful place for your ancestors. It was a hunting ground, and they were the prey. Fossil evidence shows puncture marks from big cat teeth on the skulls of some of our earliest relatives. Bite marks on ancient bones tell an uncomfortable story. Your ancestors were, quite literally, on the menu. So how did the hunted become the ones predators now avoid? Something changed. And it wasn't strength, it was strategy. The first shift was posture. Somewhere along the evolutionary line, your ancestors stood upright. Most predators are wired to read body language instantly. A 4-legged animal that suddenly rises onto 2 legs and stretches taller sends one unmistakable signal. I am bigger than you thought, and I might be dangerous. Watch a gorilla or a chimpanzee stand up when it feels threatened. It isn't decoration. It's a warning flare. Humans took that same signal and made it permanent. You don't drop to all fours when scared. You stand taller. You raise your arms. Without realizing it, every time you square up to something frightening, you are running software that is millions of years old. But posture alone doesn't explain everything. There's something stranger going on, something almost every predator learns the hard way. Prey animals are supposed to behave predictably. A deer runs. A rabbit freezes. A gazelle flees in a straight, exhausting line until it's caught. Predators evolve around these patterns because predictability means survival for the hunter. Humans broke the pattern completely. When cornered, your ancestors didn't just run. Sometimes they charged. Sometimes they threw things. Sometimes they grouped together and fought back with sticks and stones and screaming. To a predator built to expect flight, an animal that fights back unpredictably is a losing bet. And in the wild, predators do not gamble carelessly. An injury from a fight, even a small one, a torn muscle, a broken tooth, a wound that gets infected, can be a death sentence. A lion with a limp can't hunt. A wolf that can't chew can't eat. So when the potential prey might fight back hard enough to cause real damage, the smartest move for a predator is simple. Walk away and find something easier. Here's where it gets stranger. You have color vision most mammals don't. Humans see a huge range of the color spectrum, while most predators see a washed-out, limited version of the world. That means humans can often spot danger from further away than the danger can spot us. Add to that binocular vision built for detecting movement at range, and you get an animal that frequently notices the predator long before the predator has decided whether to attack. And an ambush that's already been spotted almost never happens. Surprise is the predator's greatest weapon. Take it away, and most attacks simply don't start. Then came the real game changer. Weapons. Once your ancestors picked up a sharpened rock or a fire-hardened spear, the entire relationship between humans and predators flipped. A creature that once had to fight tooth and claw could now kill from 10 feet away, 50 feet away, from behind a wall of fire that no predator wanted to cross. Within a shockingly short evolutionary window, humans went from prey to the most dangerous hunter most predators had ever encountered. And here's the unsettling part. Fear, once learned, doesn't just disappear. It gets passed down. Wolves in regions with a long history of human hunting show more caution around people than wolves in areas where that history is shorter. That means some of the fear predators show you today isn't instinct alone. It's inherited memory, quietly whispered down generations of animals that learned the hard way that this hairless, upright creature is not worth the risk. But if humans are this dangerous to predators, why do attacks happen at all? Why do headlines occasionally scream about a shark, a bear, a mountain lion? Here's the part almost nobody expects. True predatory attacks on humans, meaning an animal specifically hunting a person as food, are shockingly rare. Most attacks fall into a completely different category: panic. A bear defending cubs isn't hunting you, it's terrified you'll hurt its babies. A shark that bites a surfer usually isn't after a human meal. It mistook a silhouette on a board for a seal, then let go the instant it realized its mistake. A cornered mountain lion with no escape route isn't choosing violence, it's out of options. Almost every human predator conflict on record traces back to fear, confusion, or desperation, not appetite. And when predators genuinely do turn to hunting humans, it's almost always a sign that something in their world has already broken. Their prey has vanished. Their territory has shrunk. Injury or old age has taken away their ability to catch faster, stronger animals, and a slow-moving human becomes the only option left. In other words, when a predator hunts a human, it isn't proof that we're prey. It's proof that the predator's world has already failed it. So think about that walk through the forest again. That set of eyes in the dark, watching you and choosing not to strike. It isn't mercy. It's a calculation running silently behind millions of years of evolutionary memory. You stood up, you looked back, you might fight. You might carry something sharp. You might be part of a group that remembers exactly how to punish an attacker. Every single one of those signals gets read in less than a second, and in almost every case, the answer comes back the same: not worth it. You walk through the world every day assuming you're the fragile one, the slow one, the soft, clawless, fangless animal that should be running from everything bigger than it. But the truth your body has been broadcasting this entire time to every predator that has ever crossed your path is the exact opposite. You were never really the prey. You were the thing they learned to fear.